For a while now, you and your family would have been increasingly looking forward to your soldier coming home. In my experience, I found that knowing what to expect and what not to can be very helpful. This DVD is about the homecoming experience and what the military provides to both you and your soldier, along with some useful tips. When soldiers come back home, most of us are not surprised that they might miss being away from operations. It's not surprising when you think about it. Soldiers feel that they are doing the job they trained for, and there is something immensely satisfying about the high level of teamwork and friendship that soldiers experience whilst on deployment. This does not mean that your soldier doesn't want to come home, but often a bit of them may wish they were back on operations, even though it was not the nicest place to be when they were there. It's not that they didn't miss you, their bed, the pub and their creature comforts. It's just that being on operations can provide soldiers with the feeling of doing something important, which is not easy to find in everyday life. Remember that before they went away, they spent ages getting themselves physically, mentally and emotionally ready for deployment. And they've spent months away keeping themselves and their colleagues motivated, often in a highly difficult environment. So it's not surprising that it'll take a little time to settle down to normal home life. Although soldiers don't take long, flight delays and a day or two of decompression aside, to get back from theatre to their home base areas, remember, coming home is not the same as homecoming. Homecoming can take days, weeks or even months. It involves your soldier relearning what normality is like. They, like you, will have built up a fantasy of what coming home is about. They may have been looking forward to all the comforts they missed, and yes, this includes being together. But they may have forgotten about the bills, shopping, the price of petrol, and those noisy, poorly behaved children who live next door. Most people in relationships spend some time away from each other. Whilst it's likely that soldiers spend more time away from their loved ones than most, research shows that healthy relationships are likely to survive as well as prosper, as long as the period of separation is not overly excessive. The Army has guidelines about separation, and these levels shouldn't harm most families. However, relationships that were having serious problems before separation don't necessarily do as well. Also, if you left any difficult decisions on hold whilst your loved one was away, they will still need to be dealt with. However, it's best not to deal with them straight away, unless you really have to. It's likely that you have changed too. Maybe you've taken on greater responsibility for running the family finances, sorting out household recycling, taking up DIY, or changing the garage for the car's MOT because it's cheaper. You may need to slowly give up some of the changes you have made and perhaps now allow normality to happen. Where you can, it's best to face the adaptations that everyone will have to make together. Talk about it, perhaps even laugh about it, but recognise that there are some changes which will need to happen for everyone. Remember, homecoming is a process of change, a good one, but all changes take time to adapt to. On operations, soldiers often have to keep close control over their emotions. When bad things happen, it's important for them to keep a check on what they feel so that they can concentrate on getting their job done. It takes time to let that control go. Often anger or irritability are the first emotions that come back, as can be sadness, including grief. Don't be too concerned about your loved one showing some strong emotions, even shedding a tear or getting upset. These sorts of emotions usually work themselves out and settle if your soldier wants to talk about it, and by all means gently encourage this, that's fine. But sometimes they may just need some time out. Try not to be too concerned at first, as long as nothing serious is happening or about to happen. Also, on deployment, when your soldier hears a loud bang, being jumpy and hitting the deck is often a good thing to do. It can save their life. So it's not surprising that when soldiers come home, for a while, they may still be jumpy and a bit more aware of everyday risks, such as nearby vehicles or deserted alleyways. It can take time to unlearn the skills that keep soldiers safe when they are away. You should try not to be overly concerned about seeing your soldier jump, especially at first. It may simply be a sign that he or she has probably learnt the necessary skills to have kept them safe when they were away. Returning soldiers may sometimes feel unneeded. You're likely to have successfully found a way to deal with all the bits and pieces that your loved one used to do, even the boring stuff. It may seem a little crazy to you that your soldier might miss doing these things, but slowly allowing them to get back into their old ways can help and lets you off the hook. You may also find your emotions and those of the rest of your family being a little bit more fragile than normal too. Having looked forward to seeing your soldier come home, you may find yourself resenting the stories, how it was out there, or you may simply resent your soldier walking back into your life without seeming to realise what you have been through. You might also be fearful about why your soldier appears to be different to the way they were before they went away, or perhaps angry at what the army has done to him or her. You may also find that your children can be grumpy, standoffish, or just more difficult than you are used to. The message here is, don't be surprised by the emotions and behaviours that you or your soldier experience at first. Try to take things easy and reassure yourself that whatever bad emotions are being expressed, things are likely to settle within a few weeks or so. At first, being home can be a bit of an emotional pendulum for the whole family. All good, all bad, all good, all bad. Slowly the pendulum will settle and most people get back to normal. It just takes a bit of time and patience. Don't be put off, because it's very fair to say that there's also lots of excitement and joy during homecoming. I do have some tips about better ways of coping with difficult post-deployment emotions. Let the family come back together slowly and plan bigger events sometime after the immediate reunion period. Don't expect everything to be as it was straight away. Be confident that things will be okay, but remember, both your soldier and the family will need time to readjust. Talk and then talk some more. Your soldier often won't want to tell you everything at once. It's likely that they'll want to talk to the mates they've served with. Try not to be too resentful about them doing so, as they will open up to you with gentle encouragement, but it may take time. Should your soldier tell you something that is unpleasant, try your best not to make a judgment. Simply listen and reassure. If they're not doing that well over the weeks ahead, try your best to encourage them to talk to anyone they feel they can trust. They may feel more comfortable talking to a mate, a medic or a padre. If you were the parent of a soldier, then he or she may have left as a child in your eyes. With many months away on deployment, it's likely to have made a difference in growing up, at least in some ways, although perhaps not in others. Remember that they've bonded closely with friends on operations, so don't take it personally if they want to be with them. Since your soldier has most likely been told what to do for the past months, try and allow some choice. I'm not suggesting you let them get away with anything, but try giving a bit of slack in order that your soldier can find his or her feet again and make their own decisions. As with any other homecoming, remember the pendulum of emotions. It may swing from good to bad for a while, whilst they adapt to being home. One area that you can be a little more certain about is your soldier's use of alcohol. Some alcohol is fine, but drowning worries or troubles all the time is not good for them, or for you. So try to agree some restrictions about when and perhaps where they can drink. Children are reassured by routines, and whilst they need to reunite with their return parent, try not to change things too quickly. If you're a single parent soldier who's been deployed, your children will have adapted to new routines whilst you've been away. So where you can, take time to make any changes so that both you and your children can get used to each other again. Some children may appear to reject the homecoming parent. Try and help them gently readjust and allow the reunion process to happen at a suitable place. No two children are alike. Some children may need encouragement to spend time with their parent again, and others may need to be reined in a little. The key is pace it slow and you're most likely to get there in the end. Many people, whether they're in the military or not, worry about seeking help for mental health issues. The factors that prevent them from doing so are often called stigma. The term refers to beliefs such as, if I seek help, then my career is over, or if I seek help, I will never be trusted again. These beliefs are not only false, but they unfortunately prevent treatable problems being dealt with. So if you cannot help your loved one, perhaps because they won't talk to you, then try to encourage them to speak to someone else that they do trust and might open up to. There are a variety of places that service personnel and their families can seek help from. Many soldiers are most content to speak to mates they trust, especially those who they have deployed with. Some military personnel have received special training in trauma risk management, called TRIM for short, to help them spot other personnel who are distressed and either to assist them or get them to seek help. Most units will have access to someone who knows about TRIM. Often, informal solutions are the best way to start out. And don't forget, your soldier does have access to fully trained medical doctors, and they should be encouraged to seek support from them.
Is that the surgery?
In this process, it's easy to forget yourself. And if you have concerns about yourself or other members of the family, for instance, any children, then you should talk to your GP about it.
Thank you, bye.
As I've said, you can't force your soldier to speak. What you can do, though, is try to create an opportunity for them to do so, and not to be too worried if they don't tell you too much about their experiences, especially at first. Try to plan for everyone in the family to get some one-to-one time with your soldier. Don't rush it, but planning the opportunity for spending some quality time during the first few weeks is a great idea. Try not to force too many visits to relatives and friends. Your soldier may have been through a lot and will most likely be overly tired. If something's not right, it's fine to leave it for a bit, but not forever. Do try and gently ask what's up, or go for a stroll, or otherwise create an opportunity for your soldier to open up a little, either to you or to someone else they might talk to. If you are feeling angry or resentful, then speak to someone about it too. Try and get another person's point of view. Don't just cross your fingers and hope it will all get better. If your loved one is being highly unreasonable, then gently but firmly tell them so. If your loved one isn't coping very well, then try not to put them down. Instead, try and encourage whatever they're doing that is good, rather than criticising what's not so good. Should your partner or relative not be doing well over the weeks ahead, try your best to encourage them to talk to anyone they feel they can trust. There are examples of where they might seek help in the family's deployment guide. If they feel more comfortable talking to a mate or a medic or padre, especially at first, try to encourage them to do so. If you have any worries about your soldier, your children or yourself, don't forget, you can always talk things over with a trusted friend. Alternatively, there's your unit welfare officer, the Army Welfare Service, the padre or your GP. Remember also that your world now is one of homecoming. You're in a process, sometimes one that goes slower than you would like. But my experience is that life does return to normality and eventually you grow even closer.